Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 15th of February 2024 and Bitcoin's market cap guys has crossed the $1 trillion mark once again and Bitcoin might just be on its way to reaching a new all-time high. Now the price of Bitcoin guys is definitely looking good and the global cryptocurrency market is looking good as well, but there is a token called as SEI token that has definitely taken a massive bump in the last 7 days, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. And look guys, since the last 3 months or so, Solana has been aggressively competing with Binance BNB chain, and today guys, Solana's market cap has overtaken Binance BNB chain's market cap as well, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now the reason why this is so important guys is just few days ago Solana did have an outage as well, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and briefly touch base on that news. And guys, if you look at the fear and greed index, at this point of time it is looking green, and if you look at the global cryptocurrency market guys, it is definitely looking green, and now we're heading into a bullish market. We'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. And guys, in today's episode we have some update regarding stablecoin and Federal Reserve Board Chair Jerome Powell. He definitely wants some kind of stablecoin bill, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. And guys, there is some insider information regarding central bank digital currency as well. And looks like guys what Jerome Powell said, if you're going to have a CBDC, Congress needs to authorize it. Now listen guys, it's really important to note that he's not a massive advocate of CBDCs, but he definitely wants them as well at the same time. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now look guys, yesterday was 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And keeping that thing in mind guys, Sotheby's what they decided to do is they decided to have Ether Rocks as the NFTs on the platform as well. And Ether Rocks guys definitely made massive news during the whole NFT hype, isn't it? So essentially guys, Ether Rocks is just a PNG image of a rock, and I very specifically remember guys during the whole NFT hype, some of them were being sold for millions of dollars as well. Now listen guys, if you do want to go ahead and gift your Valentine an Ether Rock, there is an auction that is taking place in Ether Rocks, and the estimated price is somewhere between $500,000 to $700,000. Now me personally, I would definitely not be keen on buying it, but if you do want to go ahead and gift an Ether Rock, that is no more than an image, the link where you can go ahead and auction it, so I'll very briefly touch base on that. And guys, we have some update from Forbes as well, and they have gone ahead and published a list of fintech firms, and there are 3 companies from blockchain and cryptocurrency that have made that list. The first one guys is Chainalysis, the second one is Fireblocks, and the third one is Gauntlet, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what that news is all about. And guys, there are certain criteria that Forbes has as well in order to go ahead and consider them and put them on the list, so we'll very briefly touch base on that. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I'm going to be covering 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is connected to a news in 2023, and the news is that Bybit and DMCC, they continue to trailblaze the future of crypto and Web3, and there is an article which is published by Bybit's website that talks about the achievement, so I'll definitely go ahead and run through some numbers. And the second news guys is a massive news in the world of artificial intelligence, and OpenAI CEO that is Sam Altman, he wants to go ahead and organize an AI summit in the United Arab Emirates. Now look guys, I've said this thing so many times, UAE government are definitely proactive in adopting new technologies, so definitely keep an eye on the AI summit if that thing does actually take place in UAE. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding that news. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in.
and Ledger wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France, and Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now at this point of time guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.93 trillion and the market cap of Bitcoin alone has crossed the $1 trillion mark once again. Now listen guys, it's really important to note that when Bitcoin was at its all-time high at roughly around $62,000, the market cap of Bitcoin alone was around the 1.6 to $1.7 trillion mark. Now at this point of time, the price of Bitcoin is a little shy of $52,000 and it has crossed the $1 trillion mark once again. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high. The global crypto market may actually cross the $3 trillion mark, and who's to say the market cap of Bitcoin alone might cross the $2 trillion mark. That does look like an extreme possibility, isn't it? Now, so far as the total market volume is concerned, guys, it is at a staggering $83.45 billion. And since the last 24 hours, guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume is up by 4.44%. Now, let's quickly run through the volume of DeFi. And in the world of DeFi, the only thing that is increasing is the total value locked. And to date has crossed the $71.82 billion. So keep an eye on what is going on in DeFi world, particularly so far as total value locked is concerned. But what is a bit bizarre, guys, all the other matrix is exactly the same, so definitely a massive anomaly. Now so far as the volume of DeFi is concerned, it is at $6.18 billion, but DeFi guys are still accounting for a lower percentage of the total cryptocurrency market volume at only 7.32%. Now so far as total value locked is concerned, Lido is still dominating with $26.98 billion. And guys, for the second day in a row for this particular week, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is well above the 12% mark. It is at 16.45%. Now listen guys, if you look at the volume of DeFi, it is a bit strange that all of the numbers are exactly the same, but only the total value locked is increasing. And guys, just a few days ago in my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast, I very specifically mentioned that there has been a massive surge in the increase in Ethereum validators, and that's the only reason why the total value locked is increasing. And the answer to that is pretty simple, guys. On the 23rd of May 2024, most likely a spot Ethereum might be approved as well, and that is the only reason why the total value locked is on an increase, isn't it? Now let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, because to be honest, there is not much movement so far as decentralized exchange is concerned. Despite the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is pumping to the roof. Now Uniswap is clearly leading the pack and its volume is $1.33 billion, followed by PancakeSwap, and its volume is well below the $500 million mark at $448.36 million. Orca guys is at number 3rd and its volume is $342.48 million. Radium is at number 4th and its volume is $228.35 million. Core Finance guys is at number 5th and its volume is $141.72 million. Now guys, let me very quickly run through the volume of stable coins, and then guys, what I'm going to be doing is I'm also going to be looking at the market cap of stable coins, and it's needless to say guys that Tether USDT's market cap is definitely off the roof. It is almost on the verge of crossing the $100 billion mark. But before we get into that, let me very quickly run through the volume of stable coins, because since the last 24 hours guys, the volume is $76.01 billion, and stablecoins as of today is accounting for 91.09% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And guys, after the $76.01 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $62.80 billion. Now based on the numbers guys, looks like a lot of stablecoin has been used in order to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin and another token called as SEE token or CE token. So I'll go ahead and give the reason as to why CE token has been pumping up. Now so far stablecoins is concerned, Circle USDC guys is at number 2nd and its 24-hour trading volume is $6.64 billion. And finally guys, True USD, its volume is $138 million. Now let me very quickly run through the market cap. 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Bitcoin's market cap, guys, has surpassed the $1 trillion mark once again. But guys, if you were to compare these numbers with the numbers of Ethereum since the last 24 hours, Ethereum's market cap has increased much higher if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, because right now it is at $333 billion. And guys, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $38.2 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $20.9 billion. And guys, if you look at the dominance, Bitcoin's dominance is 52.51% and Ethereum's dominance is 17.30%. Now guys, let me very quickly run through the market cap of stable coins. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, guys, Tether USDT's market cap is a little shy of the $100 billion mark. It is at $96.75 billion. Circle USDC, guys, is at number 2nd and its market cap is $27.82 billion. DAI by MakerDAO, its market cap is $5.35 billion. But listen guys, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of MakerDAO or DAI, it is ridiculously less. On certain days, less than $100,000 as well. And so far as 24-hour trading volume is concerned, True USD is at number 3rd and its market cap is $1.27 billion. And the number 5th, guys, is FracShare and its market cap is $679 million. As a matter of fact, guys, what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to go ahead and explain what FracShare is and what is the Frax protocol, how does it work, and what are the key features, because they're definitely in the top 5, isn't it? And after that, we'll go ahead and look at the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana for today. Now, so far as Frax protocol is concerned, guys, Frax protocol is essentially a digital currency system designed to create stability in its value. And unlike traditional cryptocurrencies that can have high volatility prices, Frax actually aims to maintain a stable value close to $1. And it achieves this through a unique combination of real assets like dollars and also computer algorithms. So the big question, guys, is how does Frax actually work? And here's the thing, guys, Frax operates using a fractional algorithmic model. This means that part of its value is backed by real assets, while other parts is managed by algorithms, and the system, guys, adjusts the ratio of these components based on the current price of Frax. And if the price goes above $1, it actually reduces the amount of real assets backing it, and if it goes below $1, it automatically increases them, aiming to bring back the price of stability. And those are classic features of algorithmically backed stablecoin, isn't it? So what are the key features, guys, of Frax protocol? There are 3 core areas I'd like to talk about. That is decentralization, on-chain data, and 2-token system. So far as decentralization is concerned, it is really important to note that Frax is not controlled by any central authority. Instead, it operates on autonomous based on predetermined rules encoded in smart contracts. And so far as on-chain data is concerned, it's really important to know that it utilizes information from blockchain-based sources like Uniswap and Chainlink to determine prices and make adjustments, ensuring transparency and reliability. And so far as the 2-token system is concerned, Frax protocol consists of 2 types of tokens, that is Frax, which is the stablecoin aimed at maintaining a value close to $1, and the second one is FXS, which is a governance and investment token used within the protocol. So the big question, guys, is how many tokens are there? Now here's the interesting bit, guys. The supply of Frax tokens actually fluctuates dynamically to maintain its stability, whereas the supply of its governance token is fixed at 100 million from the beginning, and this fixed supply ensures scarcity and can potentially drive value for FX holders over time. Now look, guys, this project does seem to be great, but what I'd really want is, using artificial intelligence, we can definitely go ahead and create such things rather than having absolutely any human intervention, or maybe even releasing an FXS token. It could be possible that using artificial intelligence, we can definitely go ahead and create an algorithmically backed stable coins. Those are my honest thought. Now let me go ahead and explain what is it that makes Frax token different. And there are 3 core areas, that is, it is community driven, innovative hybrid model, and they have a pioneering status. Now so far as community driven is concerned, guys, users of Frax have a say in governance and evolution, and decisions about the protocol's operation and future developments are made collectively by the community. And so far as the hybrid model is concerned, Frax is the first stablecoin to combine elements of both collateral-backed stablecoins and algorithmically managed stablecoins. And this hybrid approach, guys, aims to leverage the strength of each model while mitigating their weakness. And so far as the pioneering status is concerned, when it was launched in 2020, Frax was the first stablecoin to utilize a specific fractional algorithmic design, setting it apart from other stablecoin projects. And guys, so far as the creator is concerned, Frax protocol was conceptualized by Sam Kasman, a software developer who recognized the need for a stable coin that could effectively balance stability and decentralization, and he went in and collaborated with a team of engineers, including Travis Moore and Jason Huan as well, to develop and launch the protocol, and the collective expertise and vision led to the creation of Frax as a groundbreaking solution to the cryptocurrency space. Now, what the future of this is, to be honest, I really am not sure, guys, because we definitely saw the collapse of Terra Luna, isn't it? But definitely an interesting project. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, is definitely heading towards the moon. And I wouldn't be surprised over the next few hours, the price of Bitcoin will actually cross the $54,000 mark. Now, as of now, guys, the price of Bitcoin is $51,726. Just yesterday, guys, it was well below the $50,000 mark, isn't it? And because of the CPI numbers, where we found out that the inflation is actually increasing, the price of Bitcoin did actually go down, and even the market cap of Bitcoin went down as well. But looks like it has definitely come back. Now, since the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin is up by 4.59%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 17.01%. Ethereum, guys, is at $2,769. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.30%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 14.12%. And Solana, guys, once again is at number 3rd so far smart contracting platform is concerned. But if you were to look at it from a market cap point of view, then it is at number 4th, because Tether USDT's market cap is almost double of that of Solana's market cap. So if you keep that into consideration, Solana's market cap is at number 4th, but so far smart contracting platform is concerned, it is definitely overtaken Binance BNB chain by a massive margin, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 3.90%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 15.84%. Now look, guys, it's really important to note that just few days ago there was a massive outage in Solana, but looks like the numbers are coming back. But here's the thing, guys, if you know the notorious history of Solana and people who use it, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some heavy manipulation going on. Now the reason why I'm saying that is, in January of 2022, the total value locked had skyrocketed to $242 billion, and there was an investigation which was done by DeFi Llama team where we found out that the numbers were done not just twice, in certain cases 3 times as well, and these numbers are duplicated or done 3 times only to do with Solana protocol. So we always need to remember that as well. But that thing being said, guys, what I've noticed in 2023, more precisely towards the second half of 2023, Solana has been making quite a lot of partnership. As a matter of fact, guys, a few days ago on my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I did talk about a massive partnership by the Solana Foundation with Abu Dhabi Global Market as well as in it, and because of that, looks like they have definitely overtaken Binance BNB chain by a massive margin. And I wouldn't be surprised if Solana is in the top 3, at least for the next 6 months, as long as there are no more outages. Now look, guys, since the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin is definitely heading towards the moon, and it has actually crossed the $51,000 mark. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, I wouldn't be surprised over the next few hours if the price of Bitcoin does actually cross the $54,000 mark, and the market cap of Bitcoin crossing the $1 trillion mark is definitely massive news, as it does actually indicate a growing investor confidence. And to be honest, guys, that is only attributed to spot Bitcoin ETF approval news, isn't it? And that is widely interpreted as a harbinger of a new bull cycle. Now look, guys, so far as the price of Bitcoin in particular is concerned, there are 3 events that we need to look into. The first one was the spot Bitcoin ETF approval news that did actually happen on the 11th of January, but the second and the biggest of them, guys, is the Bitcoin halving, and because of that the supply is going to get reduced, and that just means one thing: the demand for Bitcoin is going to go ahead and increase, and that would significantly impact the price of Bitcoin, isn't it? Now the third biggest event, guys, that I'm thinking of is the US election. Now look, guys, the geopolitical chaos in the United States of America and other countries as well is definitely not looking good, and in 2024, guys, there are over 40 countries going in for election, and if I'm not mistaken, guys, there'll be 2 billion people who will be voting this particular year. And if you look at it at a macro level, I wouldn't be surprised if there is massive chaos going on, not just in US, probably in India, Pakistan, and other countries as well. And keeping all these things in mind, can Bitcoin turn out to be a safe haven? And the answer most likely could be yes, and Larry Fink, in one of the interviews with CNBC, did actually mention something on those lines, and even the CEO Franklin Templeton, she actually hinted that Bitcoin might just be a savior during times of chaos, so we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But here's the interesting bit, guys. since the last 24 hours and since the last 7 days, there is a token called a C token, which is spelled as SEI, that has been the biggest gainer, and they have surpassed 25% in the last 7 days. Now the reason is that the CV2 public Devnet was launched few days ago, and C blockchain guys has gotten a major upgrade, making it easier for developers to build application. Now if you do want to read through the official link, it is in the show notes below. Essentially guys, what is happening is the high-speed C blockchain has launched its second development iteration, and they have introduced a key feature for developers. So now developers can deploy code that is compatible with Ethereum Virtual Machine directly on C. This means guys that developers familiar with Ethereum development can easily write and deploy their applications on C blockchain as well, potentially expanding the blockchain's ecosystem and attracting more users. Now look guys, there is a valid reason as to why the token is pumped up, but will it continue to stay higher? I really am not sure, but Bitcoin price is increasing, is definitely going to go ahead and keep pumping the price of C token as well. Look guys, I'm covering this news in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast. I'm pretty much sure a lot of YouTubers will be mentioning this as well, isn't it? So definitely positive news for them, I guess. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding the Federal Reserve Board Chair Jerome Powell, and looks like he is aggressively working on a legislative framework for stable coins. And Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually state in a meeting, and what his actual words were, that we need a framework for stable coins. And he actually said that he's very supported and he's glad that they were really close to getting a framework for stable coins. Now listen guys, it's really important to note that this information is according to a person in the room who was granted anonymity to provide Federal Chair Jerome Powell's quotes from the closed-door meeting. And this particular news, guys, is via politico.com, and it is in the show notes below. And here's some spicy news, guys. Regarding central bank digital currency, Jerome Powell actually said, if we are going to have a CBDC, Congress needs to authorize it. And according to the source, guys, on Politico, what Jerome Powell actually said, we aren't advocates of central bank digital currency, but we haven't made a decision to recommend a CBDC to Congress as well. So we also need to factor those things into consideration. Now look guys, so far as legislation for stablecoins is concerned, I 100% agree to it, because look, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they're just replacing the role of a bank, and if you do follow the ethos of open blockchain and Bitcoin, ideally you would want to support a legislative framework for stablecoins, because one of the intentions of Satoshi Nakamoto guys was peer-to-peer electronic cash system, but so far stablecoins is concerned, there is a centralized entity involved, so legislations for them definitely makes a lot of sense. And just few days ago guys, I talked about Janet Yellen, who is aggressively working on legislative framework for stablecoins as well. So definitely a valid point, I guess, and I do kind of sympathize with Jerome Powell when he's talking about central bank digital currency, and he's clearly stated that he's not a massive advocate of CBDCs, and he's definitely not ready to make a decision to recommend CBDC to Congress. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the political chaos in US takes place, because that would significantly impact the decision making on central bank digital currency. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Valentine's Day NFT. And yesterday guys, Ether Rock auction did actually go live on Sotheby's at 2 p.m. and the estimated price was $500,000 to $700,000. So what you could actually do is you could actually go ahead and bid for a PNG that was executed on the 25th of December 2017. Now what is unique about this, guys, is that it is from a series of 100 and the token ID is 28. Now look guys, I really am not sure what to say. Imagine gifting your Valentine's a PNG or an image of a rock which is roughly around $500,000 to $700,000. I really am not sure what the reaction would be of the receiver, but definitely a crazy world, I guess. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding a Forbes list. And 3 crypto companies, guys, have together raised a total of $2 billion, and this is according to Forbes. And 3 cryptocurrency firms did actually make the Forbes annual list of 50 innovative fintech companies, and the first one is Chainalysis, the second one is Fireblocks, and the third one is Gauntlet. Now listen guys, it's great that cryptocurrency firms are in that list, but you also need to remember that there are 50 companies in that list. And guys, if you actually read through the article, it actually states that funding for fintech startup worldwide fell from a record of $141 billion in 2021 to merely $75 billion in 2022 and down to $39 billion in 2023. and the information where Forbes has taken from these numbers are from CB Insights. Now, keeping that thing in mind, guys, it is definitely great that 3 companies on the cryptocurrency and blockchain space is there, but you also need to remember we are talking about the worst market in the fintech sector. I believe by now, guys, there should have been at least 8 to 10 companies in the top 50 list, isn't it? So definitely an interesting news, I guess, because there's so much of hype going on regarding Web 3.0, and cryptocurrency is a new revolution, and Bitcoin is a new revolution, so on and so forth. But hopefully in the near future, there might be more companies representing the cryptocurrency space. So those were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is kind of connected to a news in 2023, and this is more of an update and them sharing the numbers on what the achievements are. And the news that did actually take place in 2023 was that Bybit and DMCC signed a partnership in June of 2023, and the whole intention was to drive crypto and Web3 innovation, isn't it? And guys, there is a massive event taking place in April in Dubai called as Token 2049, and Bybit and DMCC are hosting a special side event in April at that event. And guys, Bybit and DMCC definitely want to elevate Dubai's status as a global leader in blockchain and Web3 innovation. And last year, guys, DMCC and Bybit also had a masterclass for blockchain education, and they had also launched Bybit Web3 Academy for pioneering educational initiatives. And Bybit and DMCC, guys, they also had a hackathon event called as Web3 Unleashed Crypto Innovation Challenge, and the hackathon featured 100,000 prize pool as well, and there were over 100 applicants, and 10 teams showed innovation in GameFi, DeFi, Web3 infrastructure as well. And Bybit and DMCC, guys, both had a booth in Future Blockchain Summit last year, and they represented the crypto art concept as well. And I very specifically remember, guys, that Bybit did actually commit to $500,000 to go out and help 15 emerging crypto businesses. So those were some of the achievements, guys, and 4 companies already connected to DMCC because of the collaboration, and the partnership impact can be seen in fostering a supportive ecosystem for emerging talents. And Bybit, guys, is committed to setting the stage for the next generation of crypto projects, and the CEO Ben Zhu is definitely taking the partnership in a very positive way, and he's definitely looking forward for the success and impact of future crypto innovators. And guys, so far as the partnership is concerned, they're definitely aiming to support legal compliance, decentralized autonomous organization, and also RWA, that is real world assets in Web 3.0, and DMCC, guys, as we know, is playing a crucial role in shaping Dubai as a hub for digital assets and innovation. And Bybit and DMCC, guys, they aim to showcase and support innovations in crypto realm through various initiatives and events. So I'm pretty much sure, guys, in the next coming months, they might be announcing some more things. At least that's what I can think of. So definitely positive news. But the second news, guys, that I'm going to be talking about might just be one of the biggest events so far as artificial intelligence in the United Arab Emirates is concerned. An OpenAI CEO, guys, Sam Altman, wants to organize a global AI summit in the UAE, and he suggests that the UAE is well positioned to lead discussion on governing powerful AI system, and UAE Minister Omar Al-Olama has agreed to host a one-day conference with global AI experts, and they both emphasize the need for robust regulatory framework for artificial intelligence. And Sam Altman, guys, proposes sandbox environments for AI developers to test and experiment safely. And the UAE's minister, guys, is mentioning Dubai's existing initiatives, but has also offered caution about global scaling challenges. And Sam Altman, guys, is definitely warning of potential societal harm from unregulated artificial intelligence as well. But at the same time, he remains optimistic about the immense positive potential of artificial intelligence, and he predicts AI raising everyone's standard of living within just a decade, and he compares current AI to early mobile phones, highlighting future potential. And Sam Altman, guys, seeks $7 trillion to overhaul the global semiconductor industry for artificial intelligence. Now, so far as this news is concerned, guys, of having an AI summit in the UAE, this news follows Altman's talk with investors for his ambitious AI-focused initiative, and this news was actually discussed at the World Government Summit that served as a backdrop for these discussions. And both Sam Altman and Al-Olama acknowledge the complexity and global nature of AI governance. But listen, guys, openness to experimentation and collaboration is highly critical, isn't it? And so far as this news is concerned, the long-term vision is for everyone to benefit from AI advancements, and responsible developments and regulations are seen as key to achieving positive outcomes. So definitely positive news. Now, I'd really like to see AI summit in the UAE. That would definitely be a massive news. So those were the news, guys, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world, from the Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow podcast, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Nicole who asks, regarding the ChatGPT, can you suggest ways how you personally use ChatGPT or AI? Because I've listened to some of your podcasts and episodes, and you have said that it saves you at least 2 to 3 hours per day. That is 100% right, Nicole. And thank you so very much for listening to this podcast and supporting this channel. Now, regarding ChatGPT, yes, it does save me clearly at least 2 to 3 hours per day. And let me share some of the ways I go ahead and use ChatGPT. Now, what I tend to do is, before I read out the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I usually tend to go ahead and explain one of the projects or protocol. So what I actually do, Nicole, is I take down the information via CoinMarketCap. Let's say for today's episode, for that matter, I did talk about FracShares in it. So what I tend to do is I go to CoinMarketCap, I look at what FracShare is, then I copy paste the information regarding FracShare because there is a section which says about FracShare. So I go ahead and copy all those pieces of information. I put it on ChatGPT, and the prompt that I tend to use is, can you explain it in simpler terms? And ChatGPT often gives out a very basic level information. The second prompt that I tend to put out is, can you expand on these points? And then I go ahead and read it out during the podcast. But here's the interesting bit. I don't take it word for word because sometimes I've noticed there are some minor corrections as well. And some of the information is outdated. And because I'm listening to podcasts and I'm updated with relevant information, I go ahead and give out my own commentary on that. So that is one area what I tend to look at. But other than that, let's say when I'm covering any top 5 news from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world, I take down the article, I put it on ChatGPT, and usually what I tend to do is I ask ChatGPT to go ahead and summarize it. And the reason for me to do that, Nicole, is because I usually go ahead and publish an article via LinkedIn, and the article via LinkedIn does kind of serve me as a notes when I'm recording the podcast live. So when I'm actually going ahead and recording my podcast live, I'm actually reading through my own LinkedIn article. Now I can't read it word for word because those are some minor points. And the reason why I want to use ChatGPT is because in LinkedIn, there's only a limited number of words that you can use. I believe it is somewhere between 475 words only. So let's say, for instance, if I do see a news in, let's say, CoinDesk, which actually talks about MicroStrategy going ahead and buying $1 million worth of Bitcoin, what I tend to do is I take the entire article, I put it into ChatGPT, and I ask ChatGPT, can you summarize it in relatively fewer words? And what ChatGPT does is it reduces the word just a few lines. And listen, Nicole, the only reason why I want to do that is in LinkedIn, it does not accept more than 450 to 475 words. But in certain cases, what I tend to do is I use ChatGPT to go ahead and expand those notes as well. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I keep on updating myself with relevant information by, let's say, listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos regarding these points. And then when I'm going ahead and recording these podcasts, I use these points just as bullet points, and then I try to give out my own points. Now, if you actually look at the amount of time it saves, it is definitely well past more than 2 to 3 hours, in certain cases even 4 hours as well. And what I want you to do is, Nicole, this particular Friday, and even for our listeners to do is, this particular Friday, I'm releasing an episode called a Saudi Arabia AI Frontier. Now, this particular episode is completely different in the sense it is 100% written by ChatGPT, least involvement by me. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take the entire information by ChatGPT, I'm going to convert it into podcast speech, and that podcast speech, I'm going to use a text-to-speech voice. And let's see what that output is. And truth be told, Nicole, I'm not even going to go ahead and listen to that part because I want it to be 100% done by artificial intelligence. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and post it even if there are mistakes, and let's see what the outcome is. So stay tuned to the episode that is called Saudi Arabia AI Frontier, and let's see what ChatGPT comes up. There might be certain elements in that which might be incorrect, or maybe some repetitive information. But here's the interesting bit, Nicole. I don't want to go ahead and read it, because if I go ahead and read it, or if I were to use my own voice, I'm pretty much sure I'm going to go ahead and make changes, and I don't want to go ahead and do that. And there is also another way which I'm thinking, Nicole, is by using Descript, where the voice would actually sound like me, even though I may not be speaking. So let's see, maybe in the Friday's episode, I'll go ahead and try to do that. I've already dropped them an email. I'm just waiting for the confirmation so far as what the prices are. And that I do feel would be a perfect use case of using artificial intelligence in an AI podcast, isn't it? So let's see what the outcome to that is. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything season blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East, and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.